We are recording.
Cool.
Okay, on the first one, were you guys able to figure out how to use Excel to do the two same proportion thing?
No.
Yeah, I wasn't either. And I watched the video, but I didn't see where he demonstrated in SPS how to do it in there either.
Because I think most of the first lesson, so lesson 18, I think most of it was just a lot of calculations.
They have a whole bunch of SBS instructions. SPSS, yeah. But they don't have it in, I guess they do. They have Excel instructions if you go into the book.
They do, but when you click on the Excel program, it only gives you spaces for variables from one sample population, not two.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you're supposed to alter that and have the program still.
The biggest problem I have with Excel, especially after talking to my friend that's a statistics teacher, she says that the biggest problem with Excel they have is that entering the equations gets really complicated.
Well, in the lesson for 18, you could click on the button that says how to do this, and it gives you a screenshot of everything in there. You just plug in your variables, and it does all the calculations for you. But nowhere does it say how to access that one, and I don't think it's going to work if I just start adding rows and columns to it.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I'm not much help here because I didn't get Excel figured out. I was just doing almost all of it by hand.
Oh, I mean, I did the hypothesis test by hand too, but oh my gosh, that was so tedious.
Yeah, there was a lot to keep straight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't figure out the Excel thing either.
Okay, so, but other than that, did both of you do okay with the hypothesis testing?
Yeah, I think I'm good with 18. I had some trouble with 19, though, when you had to use SPSS. I couldn't get it to come out right for my test statistic.
So what were you doing?
I entered all the information just like they said. I had 3 columns with all my information, but I don't know what I did wrong because I thought I set it up just like their example they showed, but I have a different degree of freedom, which tells me I didn't enter it right. And then it gave me the wrong, obviously it then gave me the wrong test statistic.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I did wrong. So I entered one column had whether or not they voted yes or no on Proposal 8, and then the other column was whether they were Democratic or Republican, and then my count column for the third one. And I weighted the count column, and I don't know why it didn't work.
Huh. Yeah, it's kind of hard to know, like, with SPSS because if, like, you just kind of have to go back through it step by step for everything. So I'm not quite sure there.
The best way that
The right answer on that?
What?
Did you guys get the right answer on that?
Yes.
You did. So you were able to use Excel or SPS to get the correct test statistic.
Yeah, but it was, I don't know, it was weird. Like, I had to double check myself on every step because it was a new process. And I find myself doing it like every single time I have to do anything on SPSS, which...
Oh, I did too.
I have to use
I mean,
every time I use that program. How to do everything.
So, Brandon, what did your spreadsheet look like in SPS?
Let me go there. Okay, so it had, you're talking about like the chi-squared tests?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, like,
so it had,
when you enter the information.
When I entered it, or when it pulled up the output?
Well, when you entered it, because the way you enter it determines your degrees of freedom, because that is your number of rows minus 1 times your number of columns minus 1. And I got 3 when they said the right answer is 1. I have no idea how you would have that few columns.
Trying to remember, because it was, I don't remember exactly like the specifics of me entering it, because I did it late last night. So yeah, I'd probably just have to go through it all over again from the beginning, in order to tell you like exactly what was going on. I don't know. Do we want to? Because I'm sure the homework problem is going to have something, so we can walk through that step by step.
Okay.
That works.
So do we want to end the recording and then start on those?
Sure.
Oh, what did you say? Did you say something, Kelly?
No, but that's fine. I'll figure it out.
Okay, well, let's move to that and figure it out right now then.